Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today join us with Master Fitter Sam Smith from Golf Repairs for You, and we're going to be talking Mizuno Pro wedges.
Yeah. So it's I've just become a Mizuno stockist. So yeah, we've just had all the fitting kit come in. So yeah, we've got Mizuno T1, T3. So two different heads. So T3 is just a little bit more forgiving. Obviously, you can see it's like a slight cavity. But it's good as well because obviously they do different grind options as well. So saying it's a forgiving wedge, you've still got a bit of versatility. And then obviously T1 just kind of standard kind of style of wedge, similar to like a Vokey or a Cleveland, stuff like that.
People say like nothing feels better than Mizuno, but you don't see so many Mizuno wedges in people's bags, and I always wonder why.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It'd be good to do a video because you don't often see reviews on them as well. And like I said, it's definitely see a lot of Mizuno irons in bags, but yeah, definitely not as many wedges. So yeah, we're gonna do some testing and see what we like. Obviously, so we do 6 different grinds, throughout the different lofts, so we have plenty of options. So yeah, we've got the V grind, X grind, C grind. We're going to be looking at today, all in 58 degree.
I can't wait to try these today because I've got to put my hands up and say I have never owned a set of Mizuno wedges.
Yeah, I haven't either.
It's quite appalling, really, when they make such good, products.
Yeah, again, I've had Mizuno irons in the past, but yeah, never just really had the wedges and properly tried them out. Yeah. So yeah, I'm keen to see what they're like. I've not done any testing with them yet.
I think my dad will be looking forward to this one. He's a massive Mizuno fan. He's loved his Mizuno products, and he has had Mizuno wedges.
Yeah.
And he's got a very good short game as well.
Right.
So yeah, let's get stuck in.
Yeah, definitely.
So do you know what I'd just like to say first things first is I love the fact that they've included a cavity wedge in here, Sam.
Yeah.
And I don't know why more brands don't do that, because for somebody that's been a mid and a high handicap golfer, I think sometimes these specialist wedges can sometimes look too hard to use.
Yeah, again, I think you look at other brands that do like a more forgiving, like Cleveland, for example. They only just do kind of one grind, and don't really not that versatile. Keep it simple.
From this sort of angle, they don't look too dissimilar, do they?
No,
it looks quite an attractive wedge.
Maybe marginally bigger head, but not a great deal. Obviously, yeah, still forged. Again, where like other brands, they might do like a forged player's wedge and like maybe a cast forgiving wedge. So it's nice to.
Is this actually forged then? The T3?
Yeah, they're all forged.
And as a scratch golfer, I like the idea of a bit more forgiveness. It might be that you get the blade in the 60 degree, but in the 56 and the gap wedge where you're hitting more fuller shots, you might go into the cavity.
Yeah, it's just a good transition, isn't it, from like say cavity back set of irons to then slight cavity back wedge.
So what we're going to do first, we're going to hit 2 shots with a cavity and then 2 shots with a blade, and just explain what we're feeling.
Yeah,
because I think people will want to blend these wedges.
Yeah, definitely. It's nice transition from like a cavity back set of irons to just a small cavity back wedge.
I'd definitely be thinking of the cavity back, in the 50, and then potentially see where we go from there. I think we'll be able to give a bit of feedback after this. And that felt really nice.
Yeah, sure.
Just hit one more.
Also different grinds as well. Just see what you think to have a kind of play.
I don't feel like I'm chipping with a cavity back, put it that way. When I put it down behind the ball, it looks like a blade.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a large footprint, does it? Sure.
I mean, to look down at from the top, it looks very similar. I think you could definitely blend them.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, visually it doesn't look. I want to say maybe it looks marginally bigger, but not a lot.
Do you mean a different shape at the hosel?
Head size is definitely bigger. Yeah, that's definitely a little bit bigger.
We'll show them that close up. There's like almost a little. It is a little bit bigger, the cavity, but I would also say if you just lift it up, there's almost like a little bit of a kink there where that's absolutely straight. Is that the offset, Sam?
Yeah, that would be. Yeah.
So there's a fraction more offset.
Yeah, definitely visually looks a tiny bit bigger.
Where I think when we hit the fuller shots, it'll be interesting to see if that offset changes the start direction or has any implications. Because we don't like offset. I mean, I don't anyway. I don't think you do from what I've seen.
No, I don't like. Like I said, I've always had obviously like traditional wedges and stuff, and Yeah, anything offset, I feel like it's just going to be turning left.
And it is only
left.
marginal. It's not like
yeah,
it's not what you'd see on a set of irons.
It's not like that noticeable, really, is it?
No.
Like I said, but head size definitely looks a little bit bigger, but again, obviously a bit more forgiving. Good shot. I say, yeah, it's not. It's, you know, I don't set up to it and feel like, oh, that's massive, I can't play it, kind of thing.
What about the blade then?
Let's try it.
Sorry to interrupt the video, guys. I just want 10 seconds of your time. We've partnered with Dream Living. If you enjoy prize draws, go and check out this draw. We've got a trip to Turkey, haven't we?
We have. You could win 7 nights all-inclusive golf holiday to the Swano Hotel Belek, Turkey. It's our second trip. Gary was lucky enough to come with us last year. It's really good.
And all for as little as 10p.
10p a ticket with our bronze package.
Guys, I hope to see you there.
Underneath that one. Can't worry with it. Again, like, yeah, visually, definitely a little bit smaller. Now, you know, when you set up to that and then set up to this, it looks quite intimidating.
Do you think so?
Yeah, like if you go from that to that, it definitely looks a lot smaller head. But again, feel-wise, feel exactly the same. You know, it doesn't feel any firmer being like a cavity back style.
Dan ain't going to thank me for this. He's holding the camera. I want him to hit a couple of chips, one with each, because Dan's somebody that plays with one hand. He's playing fantastic at the minute. But it'd be interesting to put a cavity back in his hand to get his opinion, because maybe that could be something that suits him more.
Yeah,
you know, that bit more room on the club head.
Yeah, a bit larger profile.
Yeah. Do you mind playing just a ball with each one, Dan? You're going to do it a couple each?
Yeah.
Does that visually look a bit bigger?
Yeah. A lot more forgiving, or it looks like it looks forgiving. It's nice and soft. Which is the other one?
Does that look a bit smaller?
Looks smaller. I think it feels a bit firmer as well.
I guess when you're only using one hand, you might get more feel than us, you know.
I guess, yeah, maybe.
What did it feel like, the blade compared to cavity?
I think I preferred cavity.
Do you?
Yeah, it looked better and it felt loads softer to me.
When you say look better, are you saying looks bigger and forgiving?
Yeah.
Or, more confidence appealing?
Yeah, more to hit.
Right, just introduce this bit. Right, so we've set up a 90-yard shot and we're going to hit some fuller shots into this wind just to see if that offset plays any, you know, impact on this testing.
Yeah, just like the ball flight. Yeah, if, you know, obviously again, cavity backs normally launch a bit higher.
Yeah.
A lot of times with a CG changing. So yeah, see if ball flight's a bit different. Again, both same grind, same loft, so it shouldn't really have a huge impact.
I reckon on a fuller shot as well, if there's any difference in feel, this is where we're going to, you know, obviously be able to tell.
Yeah.
So, shall we have a nearest pin, one shot each, and then we'll rotate?
Yeah.
Keep it competitive.
First to 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a cavity one at a minute. Pulled it, in fairness.
Were you trying to move it in left to right?
Yeah, a little bit. I think I did it a little pull, but to be fair, that looked like it had a lot of spin on.
Did it?
Yeah.
Well, we've got the camera up there. We might be able to capture that.
Like it stopped very quick.
It stayed right on line where I were aiming.
Yeah, it stopped quick, didn't it?
I think I'll take these.
1-0.
That's a good shot.
That's all over it. Oh, it's short. Oh,
look at the spin on that.
I know, that's a right zip, didn't it? Ooh, you've done me.
Tell you what, I love the solidness of the feeling of that one.
It does feel nice, doesn't it?
What'll be interesting now is going straight into the blade, what we feel, because does it go a bit higher than you were expecting?
Yeah, it's going quite high.
Yeah.
In fairness, I mean, shaft-wise, we've got Nippon Modus 105 wedge shaft, so it's probably meant to be quite high launching anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Are you
maybe
going
going
into
to
the
touch
blade
higher.
here?
No, I thought we'd do first three. Should we first three cavity, then do it for blade, or?
All right then. Yeah.
Does feel really nice.
That were a great strike. I bet that's got some action on it.
Yeah, I give it a little bit more because it's just been stalling, but it does feel really nice.
You're going to do me on that one.
Almost a little bit leaky, but I think I've done you.
But I enjoyed that.
You
know, for a full shot.
Yeah, I think it's, again, visually, it does look a tiny bit big, but I wouldn't say it's anything crazy. But feel, like saying it's like a cavity back style wedge, it feels brilliant.
Yeah, oh, 100%.
So yeah, let's see what the other one's doing.
I'll get a few more balls.
Definitely flatter. Yeah, loads of spin. Definitely came in a bit lower, didn't it?
Any difference in feel?
It's like dancing. I think the other one felt softer.
Really?
Yeah, that felt a little bit firmer. And definitely came in flatter. Leaked it, Tad.
Do you know what? I'll tell you something. You know, with that cavity bar, I was aiming a lot more direct at the pin than I normally would.
Yeah.
I always play my wedges in left to right. But because I've just come back off at cavity, I'm not making excuses here. I've aimed straight at it and it's leaked.
Yeah.
Which is what I do when I'm playing, and I've just kind of forgot myself.
Yeah.
Did you feel anything to do with offset?
Not
or not
really. But yeah, like I said, just feel definitely felt a little bit different. Just felt a little bit firmer. Not, you know, it's not firm.
I think I can agree with you on that one. I need to hit another one, but I know what you mean. It were more. I don't know. I just felt like a direct. Like
the other one felt
dampened.
Yeah.
Do you think almost the word?
The other one just felt. Yeah, it's a lot like kind of mushy in a way.
I reckon there's something in the cavity that probably like makes it feel softer. You know, like a dampener or something. Or
yeah. I said it didn't. I was reading earlier. It didn't say anything like how they've kind of changed it in that sense. I think it was just more of the head profile.
It's not injected with anything.
No, I don't believe so. Right, it's 2-all. I've pulled it. It's definitely a little bit lower flight.
Yeah,
though.
you're getting that more penetrating flight, aren't you?
Yeah, but yeah, it's just a slightly different feel. And yeah, it's a little bit lower.
I'm going to aim now at the second tree in from the left and play that little slidey one. I think that's the winning shot.
Oh, it's just stalled. Jesus. Wing grab that.
Wow. I think just to conclude on fuller shots, I went into that like not really thinking that I'd come out of that wanting a cavity back wedge, but for me, I felt like I could aim straight at the target and have that confidence it's not going to leak right. Because I like to play a bit of a fade swing. I always feel a fade swing, so I do have to aim left on wedges. But with them, I could get that same feeling. It actually holds.
Yeah, I think you did it a little bit straighter with the cavity back one. Yeah, like so, we just had a little bit of offset that just made you a little bit more neutral. But obviously, yeah, we're going to just test it in bunker now, aren't we, and just see how they compare.
Did you have any preferences on fuller shots?
I prefer the flight of a T1, which is like the normal wedge.
Yeah.
But I think I preferred the feel of a T3.
Yeah.
It definitely felt a little bit softer. But visually, and I think just flight-wise, the T1 was better for me.
I definitely conclude in saying I love the forgiveness of the T3, and I could feel it.
Yeah.
Could definitely feel it. Felt better strike to me. And and it also felt like it rolled in its line better.
Well, I think, saying it's a cavity back style wedge, I think it feels great.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Definitely, you're comparing to say other brands, let's say Cleveland CBX4, or you got like the new Wilson Infinite and stuff like that. I think that can't be beat for feel, I'd imagine.
No, I agree, because you test some of these cavity back wedges and they feel a bit more hollow, don't they?
Yeah, just
or a bit clickier.
Yeah, a bit clickier, and lots of them obviously cast as well, and also designed to kind of match more of a normal iron. Where like so, I think like I said, you could play this, and I think you could play like the 2-4-1 blades. Really, I don't think it'd look unordinary.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll do a little bit of bunker comp to finish.
Right.
That's a more forgiving one. Ooh.
Spin.
Sharp.
That felt nice. I'm going to go straight into blade.
Yeah.
I just feel like my strike or my interaction with flow is going to be a bit more skew with this. Whereas I don't know why, but with that cavity, I've just got a bit more confidence. If I were to slightly be an inch behind, or it wouldn't have as much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
As much
I feel like
effect.
I'm just scared that's going to dig in too much.
Go.
Sharp.
Yeah, it did a little bit diggy. Know what I mean? Tiny bit. See how this compares.
It's a really nice profile, mate, for sand.
Oh, that's it.
Did you put the same swing on, or do you think you're a bit more
I
aggressive?
was a little bit clean. It felt easier to use. Let's see, one more ball. It did seem a little bit easier. Just me, I caught it a tiny bit clean. Yeah, that's way easier out bunker.
That's what I thought.
Doesn't dig as much.
I think you can see that even from me looking at it. It just glides through.
Definitely doesn't dig as much.
Yeah, it just appeals to me. Like I look pretty behind ball, and I think,
especially like here, this is not an easy shot really. What, we got 30 yards? So to get 4 within 15 foot's pretty good, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely I felt same then.
Well, I'm going to let you sort of open up with conclusion on that one, Sam.
Yeah, I think overall, I think we both preferred the T3 wedge, didn't we? The cavity back one. For me, it felt softer, definitely easier out of the bunker. Just a bit higher full shots, but I think it's designed for that. And yeah, obviously I think you preferred it as well.
Who would you anticipate the blade being for then? Like a really, really confident?
Yeah, I think confident
player.
chipper. I think just more of a traditional player. Someone that would easily have always been like a Mizuno player and just transitions normally into that type of wedge, or generally a better player.
Somebody who uses full blades potentially, MBs, something like that.
But I think as you see, we're both off about scratch kind of level.
Yeah,
we could play them. Doesn't look unappealing.
I think I conclude by, if you're serious about your performance, and it's not like looks is not the driving factor, it's more performance, don't overlook a cavity back wedge, especially this one.
Yeah,
because this feels fantastic, and if it didn't feel fantastic, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. We'd have probably switched off from it quite early.
Yeah,
but the fact that as we were going through the test it felt great, I think that kept us interested, and for me, in every department it won. And I'm a scratch golfer, so for somebody that's maybe a mid-handicapper, I think it'd be a no-brainer.
Yeah,
an absolute no-brainer, especially a high handicapper.
Yeah,
I think they're suitable for all levels of player. But yeah, just don't overlook them. And I think fantastic range of wedges from Mizuno. And I'm just surprised that we probably are a bit guilty of overlooking them. Not just us, but I think everyone really.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm gonna do some good testing, like I said, because I've only just got the fitting kit, so I'm gonna do some good testing myself and have a play, and might order something myself.
Sorry to interrupt, I'm just really passionate about this actually, because I used Vokey wedges year after year after year after year, and I don't think they're changing.
No.
Do you know, I don't think it lasts 5 to 10 years, because they are a fantastic wedge, don't get me wrong, but what I'm trying to say is I don't think they're the only wedge anymore.
No.
The quality of them and the feel of them are really, really good.
Yeah,
and I reckon in a lot of people's, if they actually tried them head to head, they'd probably prefer it feel.
Yeah, a lot of wedges nowadays are just as good as Vokeys, I'd say. Again, obviously we forgot to mention price points. Price point is 169.
It's the same as Vokey, really.
Pretty much. It's obviously higher end.
Yeah.
But you know, Mizuno irons are a bit higher end as well. You know, it's just kind of our budget range.
But let's just remember, if you want to use a forged Vokey wedge, you're probably going to be looking at like a WRX at over 250, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know, for their, you know, not off the shelf range, which is now cast.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, all Vokeys are cast, and yeah, you're only paying. I don't think for 169, maybe 149 for a Vokey, so you're only paying a little bit less for a cast wedge in theory. So yeah, I think definitely give them a go.
Absolutely. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed that review today of the new Mizuno wedges. If you're not already following Sam, go and check him out as the best fitter in the business. And let's get to 50k. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in a few days' time. Bye.